With paper. How are you guys? We are doing a acrylic pour for the first time, and we're going to have fun. Never done it, but we're going to try it out and see how it goes. So my husband asked me, how do you do it? And I said, well, guess what? You can do one with me. So joining me tonight is my husband. Say hi, Rick.
Hi, Rick.
And we're going to try this out. Now, we did one off camera. This one here doesn't have any silicone in it, and his did. These little dots in it is called cells, and that's what the silicone does. So here's to describe what we use. We use any kind of acrylic paint will work. This one is from Hobby Lobby. We also have folk art and apple barrel. We also have some metallic paint from Anita's. Alrighty, so Rick's going to go ahead and do one and get started, and I'm going to talk. So while he's doing that, essentially what you need to do is put Floetrol, and I'll grab it here in a second. Had quite the accident over here with my purple paint. Don't you love being live and having that happen? So we're going to do little canvases first, and then we're going to work on a big canvas. Each one of us is going to do something different. So what we did is these are 9-ounce cups that we did. And essentially what you're going to do is you're going to put about this much Floetrol. And I got this Floetrol from Menards. I believe it was like, I don't know, $6-7. Wasn't that much. Now this is made to put into paint so it doesn't show brush strokes. But it also makes your paint more fluid. And that's what we want, is we want the acrylic to pour. So you put this much Floetrol in the bottom of your cup, then you're going to fill it with your acrylic paint to about there.
About 10% of the Floetrol.
Absolutely, about 10% of Floetrol. You want to mix that first. Then you're going to add a little bit of water. And when I say a little bit, you want to add a couple tablespoons at a time. Less if you're using acrylic paint, as we've found out, that's for crafts. But the artist grade paints that are thicker, you're going to have to add more water. What you're looking for is something that is about the consistency of warm honey or melted ice cream. I don't know if this is going to show up or not. As I pull this up, you can kind of see, there we go, now I'm in screen. You can kind of see where it just runs off before it actually gets pulled up all the way. If you have too much, you're not going to be able to make your puddles. If you have too little, then it's not going to run. And what you want is your paint to run off your mat and make this nice marbly look. Now to get the cells in it, you want to put silicone in it. And this is liquid silicone. I ended up finding it at Lowe's. It was $3 and something for the container. I've heard people say put 3 or 4 drops. I put 2 good size squirts in it, and as you can see on the canvas that he did, it really didn't have enough silicone in it. So I'm going to add a little bit more to each. Now I was told by several different people that does this that when you stir it too much, you break the silicone down to where you're going to get little bitty cells that's not going to show up. So I've added some more silicone to each one. And they said just to take your little wooden sticks and you literally just want to go 1, 2, 3. And then that's done. And you'll get nice big cells. So I think that was my problem, is that I was just putting way too much stir in my cup. And I shouldn't have done that. So we're going to Stir these 3 times and get them going. Now he's doing the acrylic pour method to where he's making layers in his cup. Can you see his cup? Here we go. Here's his cup. He's made layers. You can't see from the outside. It looks like it's all green. However, he's layered at least 3 times of different colors. And what he's going to do is he's going to take his canvas and he's going to put it on top of his cup. And then he's going to flip it over and let it settle for about a 10 count. And then he's going to lift his cup. And you're going to see the magic happen. You're going to see it right here, folks. Are you in? There you go. So you want to stir those three turns. Now when we do the big canvases, we're going to use a big Dixie cup, and I don't know what size these are. These are actually hefty cups, but Dixie cup, whatever. We're going to need a big one for the big canvases, but these little 9-ounce cups does a canvas this size. Yeah, let me see if I can tell you what size these canvases are.
Miss Paper.
These are 11 by 14 canvases.
Miss Paper.
Yes.
Which ones? All of them? Did you want stirred?
Nope, they're all done.
Okay.
Miss Paper. Aren't you fun?
Yes, playing.
Yes.
Ready?
Pull it. Let's see some fun. Now, it doesn't look like much when he's doing it just there, but wait till he starts moving his canvas around and you're going to see a lot of fun things happening. Now, the extra that he has in his cup, because the corners are hard to cover, what you want to do is take what's left in your cup and put in each corner, because the paint will travel in the least resistant place, meaning that it'll travel to someplace wet rather than someplace dry. And all these canvases have been re-gessoed. Even if they say that they're gessoed, it's really not enough gesso on it to get your paint to show through. And what you want is your paint colors to show through. So you need to gesso all of your canvases. And I'll get my canvas out. Now when he tilts that and gets that dark blue in the center to move, he'll end up with a marbling effect, and he can take it and tap it on the table to get it to move. So the one I'm going to do, here's my cup. I'm going to stick with a lighter color scheme. And when you layer it in the cup, you want to try to make probably, I would say, at least 3 different layers of paint. So I'm just going to fill my cup up. And there's no concise amount of paint that you're going to put in the cup. You just want to put different layers in there and fill your cup up.
I know you fill my cup up, honey.
Aren't you sweet?
My cup runneth over.
So now he needs to take his torch. And what the torch does is it brings the silicone to the top, which creates unique cells in your pour. And as he torches, and normally we'd have a bigger torch, but this is what we have. So if he starts up here and goes backwards, you'll probably be able to see when he starts back down. See how there is no little circles, no little cells. But as he's going down, see the cells starting to happen? Which gives it a really fun look. Now the picture that I did at the beginning didn't have no silicone in it, so it didn't have no cells. Now, if you can't find Floetrol where you're at, I've seen a lot of comments where people have taken this, who is this made by? OGX. It's coconut water for your hair. And this will give you little bitty cells. And you just want to put 2 or 3 pumps and spray it into your glass, and that'll give you cells. So can you see all the really neat cells that's happening over there on his? It's very awesome looking. Good job. And then once again, you take your canvas, you put it on top, you hold it, and you flip it over. And you want to give it about a 10-second count for that paint to run back down to the cup, do its little magic before you lift it up. Now what's cool about the running over of the paint, you think, oh my gosh, look at all this paint that's wasted. Not really, because what you can do with that paint is let it dry. And this is just a shower curtain from the Dollar Tree that I got and put on the table. When that paint dries, you can peel it off. And you can use it for paint skins to do mixed media, collaging.
You're good. You're good.
And here is mine. And I didn't get my corners. It looks like my... Thank you.
Keep watching your thing there.
I'm watching.
All right.
Hi, Gwen. Hi, Vicky. How you girls doing?
You're dripping on mine.
Oh, I dripped on his. Whoops, sorry, baby.
Might know.
Leave it to a girl. We're working them very tight, close together, so we can get it both on film, which makes it kind of hard.
Well, maybe you need to drip
So
some
maybe
more
I
on
should
mine,
have.
I guess.
Maybe I should have added more pink or more blue. We'll see. I got quite a bit of pink and blue up here at the corner. Let me get a little bit of paint right there. I'm just going to bang it on the table and try to get that to come down. Another reason why you want your paint so thin is if it's too thick on there, it's not going to cure right. You're going to end up with it cracking, and you don't want that. So there's mine, there's his. Alrighty, so let me go put this on the mat. Let me get some of this extra paint off, and we'll do our big canvases. Thank you, Vicky. Thank you, Gwen. I can't believe he agreed to do this. Live, no matter. All right. So I seen where someone, and I thought I would try it out. Why not? It's just a canvas. I seen where someone had taken one and they ran their paint, believe it or not, through a strainer. So that's what I'm going to try on this one. Never tried it. I thought it would be fun. Let me get my hands wiped off because I'm leaving orange everywhere. So when they did the canvas and they did a pour over on a strainer, it left a different design. So we're going to try that. Actually, before we do that, can you hand me that other small one? Do you have a... I wanted to do...
I'll check. Did you get it down here?
Yeah, I got it on my canvas. That's all right. We'll cover it up. Before we do that one, there was another small one that I wanted to do. And I might as well do it live. So if it didn't work out, you guys can see it happen. So, this is what is called a scrape, which I thought was really cool. And they just took the paint and they made little globs here and there. Let's see, I want this down here. Now they take these paint pours, they hang them as is. Don't do anything different to them, and they just hang them up. Or I seen a lady that did a really cool ocean scene. So that's what I'm going to try for here. Is after this cures, I'm going to paint over it. And when I do paint over it, I'll do that and also on live. And put a little orange up here. And a little bit of pink, just a tiny bit.
Do you like some green? Green?
Yeah, give me some green, would you please? Thank you. Thank you, Gwen. I like these colors too. And here's your greenback. It's not real greenback. And I think I'm going to put a little bit of gold in my sky. Just a tiny bit. And a little bit of white down in here. Now it doesn't look like much now, but when we go to paint it, it will. And I'm going to put just a little bit of black. You can go ahead and start your big canvas if you want. Actually, probably be better. All right, so there's that. Now, I'm going to smear it with lots of white. Okay. Do you want to grab me one of those scrapers? Do you have one over here? Or are they both in there? I'm prepared. Oh! My playback stopped.
Well, that error's been there forever.
Why didn't you tell me?
I thought it was normal.
No. Uh-oh.
I don't understand that stuff.
I don't know if it's still going or not. Let me peek up here. Yep, we're still live.
Why does it say error?
I don't know.
Okay.
Let me get this back on the computer. I'm not sure why it... I'm still here. There we go. Now we're live again. Thank you. All right, so what I have is come from Hobby Lobby. It's sold in the artist area. It's a very soft scraper, so it's not going to hurt my canvas. And what I'm going to do is drag this across. Maybe bring some back this way. I lost you guys for a second on my computer. I thought maybe I'd went off the air. Okay, let me wipe this off. And start on my sun. Then I'm going to bring it up a little bit to kind of drag those colors around. And I'm just lightly going across here. Literally. And in my mind, I am seeing the sun. Whoops, I didn't quite get that wiped off. I'm seeing the sun coming down over my water. So I'm just going to drag that through there. Doesn't make sense right now, but when we get ready to do the painting at a later date, that will make sense. You know, where the sun just kind of ripples across. Now we get to see what kind of cells we got. So I'll turn my torch on. Let me get that glob of green out of there. There we go. This really goes through the paint. So all of that acrylic paint that you have little bottles of and you don't have anything to do with and it's just hanging around, it's getting ready to get old. This is a perfect project for this. Here I'm starting to get a little bit of cells. And as it dries, it'll get more cells. I really want some cells going up through here where my sun is shining on my water. Okay, I think I'm done with that, and I will go to the big one. I want to hurry up and get done with this because I'm going to go play with my jelly plate. I made a jelly plate today. Actually, I made two of them. I made a 12 by 12 jelly plate, and then I made a 8 by 8 jelly plate. Okay. So can you see where there's the sun? Let's see, where am I? There we go. You can see where there's a sun and it's shining down over the water. Think abstract, Van Gogh. We'll make it work. I promise you, ladies. All right, so now to work on my big one. You got room over there for this one?
Well, now you want me to do this one?
Yep. Have fun. Look at this. Isn't this going to make a real pretty paint skin to do like mixed media with? ATCs, art journals. Nothing goes to waste. And the good thing about these paints is when you're done and you still have paints left like we're obviously going to have, you can put those in a jar and save them for when you want to do this again. So that makes it real convenient. You just want to mark it because you did add Floetrol to it and silicone. That way you're not trying to use it like on your jelly plates or something or other and totally ruin it. Now I'm going to squeeze in as tight as I can to him because we both got really big canvases that we're working on. Now for a bigger canvas, and I don't know the size of these, but they're fairly large, we're going to use the bigger Dixie cup. So I think I'm going to add some black. And can you see him doing his? Let me scoot this way so he can get in a little closer towards me so you can see his. There really isn't room on the dining room table to do two. But you're just tilting the canvas till you get all the areas covered. When he gets done with his, then I'll do mine. Wow, that's pretty. That is really pretty. I like that. Now, if it's not getting to the corners, and with these canvases are stretched canvases, where the ones we was working on before was flat. So you want to take some of the paint that came off and dab your edges. And he's got a little paintbrush that he'll do that here in a minute. If it didn't come to the edge, because paint will follow the least resistance, not a dry canvas, but a wet canvas. So he took his edges and just put a little bit on there. And then you got a paintbrush over there. I'll let you finish yours and then I'll do mine. Right there.
Okay. What do you want?
You need to do your edges.
Oh, yep, I did get that, did I? A piece there. A little piece
Just
here.
a little bit there.
I can
probably get it with me.
Here you go.
And then I'll have you tilt your canvas and show everyone what yours looks like. Makes me think of like an aerial view of the earth. There's a lot of earthy colors in there, greens and blues. I love it. I think it's very pretty. Hi, Johnny. You see what Granddad's making? That one's his, Johnny. You know, hold it up and show the camera.
Well,
oh, you're gonna torch it. I forgot.
It's a little runny too there. This paper.
This paper. A skin Gwen is when paint dries. You ever had like a white glue or paint that's dried and you go to peel it off and it's just like real paper thin, really super thin. Well, when it dries, you could actually take, and I'll take my little squeegee thing on some of this that's really thick, and I'll spread it all out to where overnight it'll dry. And then because this is plastic, I can just peel it off. Now, when you peel it off, if it's thin enough, you can actually use your paper punches. Can you imagine a pretty flower out of some of these colors? Or a little fairy wings? Things like that. You can cut shapes out of it. I wouldn't run it through your Cricut, though. But you could run a real thin piece through your paper punches. You can make squares, put on the front of a card, on front of an ATC. When we get done, I'll probably go grab some ATC cards and lay them down to fill the canvases, the front of the ATC cards up. Might even get some cardstock or some paper and lay down on some of this. This is really good painty paper material. So he got done torching his, and he's got some really interesting cells. So I'll let him kind of tilt it towards the camera so we can see what it all looks like. Isn't that beautiful? Now these will take at least overnight to dry because that paint is thick. Even though he did pour a lot off, it is still pretty thick in spots. So you need to let them cure completely. Now some people will take resin, clear resin, 2-part resin, and put over the front of it so it's nice and sealed. Some people have taken a lacquer, it's called acrylic lacquer, that you can put over the top to seal them. There was Cinnamon Cooney actually took one of these and did a painting as to what she saw in one of hers, which was really cool. He did one earlier that looked like a dolphin coming out, and it had blue at the bottom. So I think what I'll do is I'll take that one and I'll make a dolphin picture out of it. So you need to get that one out of the way so I can do mine. Good luck.
Nowhere to put it.
Scoot your small ones around. So what colors do you think I should do this one in? Anybody got any ideas? Any suggestions? I'm thinking black, purple, pink, and blue and teal. Does that sound good? Maybe a little white. Thank you, Gwen. Gwen said that yours is beautiful.
Oh, well, thank you.
Not a modest bone in his body. You got a cup sticking. And we took these, I can't remember what was in them. Jello, applesauce, that's what it was. And kept this up off of the table. That keeps your canvas back from getting soaked. Because that wouldn't be cool. All right, so are we all in frame now? Yes, we are. All righty. And there's my cup, and I've already got black in it. And I want really large cells in this big pitcher. So I'm going to add some more silicone to each cup. Don't stir it. I'll do it. I'll do it right before I pour it. So we got black in here. And I'm going to put pink in there. And what color? We got a little bit of blue in here, so I think I'm going to go ahead and finish that off and add that. Let's see, what color? And I think I want this teal. So I really am excited to be able to do that. Oh, I don't want to add my black yet. I'm really excited to be able to do this one with the strainer.
With me?
With you, of course, with you.
Oh, okay.
Did you know Johnny's watching?
Uh-uh.
Say hi, Johnny.
Hi, Johnny.
All right, we're going to use up some of this paint that we got. And we're going to add a little bit more of that. Actually, we're going to add a lot because that's a nice bright color. I like that one. And I want a little bit of gold. Do we have any gold left? Oh, here it is. It was hiding. And some more pink. And some of this robin's egg blue. Did you end up using a whole cup on yours? I wasn't paying
Yes,
attention.
I did.
Awesome.
I was about to write them out.
Was it? Okay, so I'll keep going until I got my whole cup filled.
Yeah, I actually added more colors just to make the cup full, and it took it.
Okay, then I'm going to add the rest of this black. And a little bit more pink. And a little bit more of this robin's egg blue.
Creature white.
Oh yeah. Do we have any white left? Yes, we do. So I think I'll probably finish off this white. And we haven't hardly used any of this lighter purple. And then I think I'll top it off with a little bit of gold.
That's about how much I had. I don't know. Wow, that's kind of nice, just like that, isn't it?
I know. I think I'll just keep the
Wow.
strainer like that.
Check that out.
Can you guys see the colors that it's making?
You're gonna have to go a little bit where the legs are. It's not feeding. There you go. Good there. Good there.
Ooh, we got some pink. And I'm just going to keep swirling. I don't want the colors to mix, but I definitely want a little ribbon look.
I'm afraid that paint's a little thick for the holes.
No, I heard it dropping through. Okay. Let me get my corners.
You're gonna need more than that.
I believe so.
Do you want some of this?
No, I think I got some yellow here. I just need to make them wet. It'll run off and you won't see the yellow. But you definitely need them to be wet. That way the paint will run there easily. And a little bit of yellow on that one. And just because that's really dark, I think I might add some yellow. Why not? Why not, I say? Okay. Make a nice hat, wouldn't it? I know, Gwen. I think I should keep the strainer. It's an antique one. I don't hardly use it because it's an antique.
Now you want to set that strainer here?
Big reveal. Let's see what happened. Wow, look at the inside of that. How cool is that? Now look, the paint is all going to the center, and I'm going to let it do its thing. And I like that I put the yellow and the purple in the center. How cool is that? Look at it. Let me give it a little help. Looks like little bitty flowers in the center.
Keep working.
Yep.
Wow, that's kind of nice.
It is kind of nice. There we go. We'll just wiggle it. Look at that. That's cool in itself, even if I did nothing else to it. That is so awesome looking. But I like a full canvas. Now it looks like my center is disappearing, but it's not because I'm going to keep moving. And you notice it's going to go right back to the center. It's just traveling. You almost get to the edge. Go down. Let me turn it to where you guys can see what I'm doing. Hopefully my camera is keeping focus on all this. How cool is that? Look at that go. Okay. Now, I'm going to turn it the other way and let it travel the other direction. How beautiful is that? Hope you guys are being able to see what I'm doing. Isn't it cool? Hi, Clara. Okay.
Wow.
Now let me see if I can't get my my yellow back to the center a little bit. It kind of reminds you of a daffodil, doesn't it? We're going to tilt it. I think I like it just like that. My yellow is kind of in the center. It's a focal point. So I think I'm ready for torching.
Looks good.
I'll let Rick do the torching, and I'm going to take my paintbrush and go around the outside and make sure that that is all nice and covered. Are you getting good cells?
No.
No, I even put extra in it so we'd have some really awesome looking cells. I think I managed to run it over the side.
Yeah, you got it pretty good.
Is it all covered over there?
All of it here. And there.
Did that cover it?
Yeah, there you go.
I tried when I did mine to let it run off the edge, and I'll show you when he's done torching. This design, like right here, actually runs completely over the edge. It just continues, which is really awesome. So even if you're looking at the picture on the side, you still have that same awesome design going through the whole picture. I literally watched about 3 or 4 people do this and thought, I can do this. And if not, what did I waste? Some extra paint, my time, a few extra canvases. Not really a whole lot, but it looks pretty cool. He's afraid of burning it. I'm going to take that away from him. Give me that. I'm not afraid of burning the picture. It's not going to catch on fire.
Famous last words. I got the fire extinguisher.
I want the cells.
We're going to get your knuckles in it.
No, I'm not.
You just did.
Oh, just a little bit. I want some cells to show up. And so I'm really going to concentrate on certain areas to bring some cells into it to get them up towards the top. Oh, that blue just popped with some cells. Isn't that pretty? It is gorgeous. I love it.
It's hard for them to see. There's too much light.
Is it hard for them to see?
Yeah.
Well, when I get done with this torching, I will quickly bring it closer. I'll bring the camera down to it so you can see what I mean by the cells. Like a creme brulee or a dessert torch is ideally what you need. I don't have one. And I went to a sneak and peek at the Lake Area Studios, and one of the things they were demoing was these little bitty torches. And I have used it in so many projects. But for something like this, if this was something I was going to continue, and it honestly probably won't, but I wanted to try it, and I did, and I had fun. But if I was going to do this as my normal hobby, then I would definitely invest into a bigger torch. See, this is just a little bitty one. And I did see these for sale at a gas station, and I think they were charging $5 or $6. So they're kind of cool. So I'll give that to you. Let me wipe my hands. There'll be a little jiggle as I get this off of the camera stand. And I'll bring you into a close-up so you can see this. So bear with me. And I'll take you into a close-up. Pull on that, would you please? My hands are all goopy. Okay. Hopefully I don't put my phone into this. That would be a bad deal. All right, so let it focus. Come on. There it goes. Whoops. There we go. See all those little bitty cells? Like right through here, there's some beautiful ones. And then right there, looks like a sun with all those little bitty cells. Now check out what it did over, hopefully I ain't getting a light glare. See these little cells right through here? How pretty is that?
It's still hard for them to see. That light just reflects
Does it?
so much.
Well, I'm trying really hard not to. Sorry, guys.
Well, when the
I
paint,
need to invest in a better camera for this.
when the paint dries, it's not so shiny, and it would show up better.
Well, I'm trying not to get the light in it. But anyway, you can see the cells. Thank you, Claire. I love it too. I think it's awesome. I think that this one, ooh, look at those cells. Ooh, look, there's a squirrel. Looks like a string of pearls. I think for this one, I will probably top coat it and keep it as is. There's a few of them that we did that if you did kind of a, if you did an abstract picture that you might see something. Now I'm going to take you over and try to do a close-up on these others. I don't know if there's enough light, but I stole my husband's flashlight, so hopefully that'll help so you guys can see the. Now this one's been setting for a while. Remember, we did torch it, but look at the pretty cells. How gorgeous is that? It has lots of cells. Now this one here is the first one that I did, and I didn't use no silicone in it, so it has no cells. But it's still pretty. It's a lot of purples and blues and a smidget of pink. And this one, you guys didn't see me do this one. This one I was checking the consistency of the paint. So it has every single color in it. And it didn't do a whole lot of cells, but I really didn't have a lot of silicone in there. Now, for whatever reason, that right there did. All right, so now let me take you over for a close-up of the ones that Rick did. And even though it didn't do a lot of cells when he torched it, look at that. As it dries, it'll keep getting more and more cells. So it's like a magic picture that just keeps on going. And here's the one that we had at the front of the video that he did right before we went on air. Look at the cells in that. That looks really vintage. How pretty is that? And then his big canvas. I'll let you do a close-up of it. How pretty. Look at the cells he got in that. Like I said, as it dries, it just keeps going and going and never quits. I will come back an hour later and look at this and see all of these cells explode. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I've got a mess to clean up. I enjoyed it, and that's all that needs to happen, is that we enjoyed it. We had fun. I hope you guys learned something. Hope you got interested in something. And I will talk to you later. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe, comment below. Tell me how you like it. This is Playing with Paper. Talk to you later. Bye-bye.